I stand here this evening, members, in support of this bill for legislation to protect those who are out and about in their vehicles. And because I understand this bill very clearly. I know what it's like to lose a loved one because of a driver error. This May 30th is the 37th anniversary of losing my dad. And I wish he were here to see me here at the house, because I know he would be pretty darn proud of me. If Representative O'Driscoll was here, he would nod because he knows this story. We grew up in the same town. And in fact, I lost my dad just days after Representative O'Driscoll graduated from high school, because he graduated with my brother. My brother was the valedictorian of his class, and he graduated with Representative O'Driscoll. So Representative O'Driscoll reminded me that of this a number of times as we've been working together here in the legislature. My dad lost his life on Memorial Day in 1982. He was riding his bicycle on Highway 10 in Watab Township, Benton County, just north of Sartell, where we grew up. To this day, we're not exactly sure what distracted this driver. We don't know, did she fall asleep? Was there something that distracted her? What was it that caused her to veer to the side of the road on a bright, sunny day and hit my dad from behind, killing him instantly? He rode his bicycle all the time. My parents could only afford one vehicle, so he left the car at home and he rode his bicycle wherever he needed to go. He was more worried about dogs running out and biting him. He was more concerned about things flying up from cars than a car hitting him. But that's what finally did it. We do know that he died instantly of a broken neck. He was just 52 years old, and he had a whole lot of life to live. Because of that split moment of negligence from that driver, my mom was left a widow with 4 young children at home. The youngest, my brother, was just 5 years old. It left his 13 children without a dad. It left his 39 grandchildren without a granddad. Myself and 3 of my 6 sisters never got to have him walk us down the aisle at our wedding. And my 7 brothers were left without their dad as a role model. And it has affected my family in ways you can't even imagine for all these years. And it wasn't just my family that lost this very special person, my dad. He was an extremely active member of the community. He was an instructor at the state reformatory, but he made us call it Greystone College instead of the reformatory. He was the city attorney in St. Cloud for 5 years. He was the director of Rural Crime and Justice Institute out at St. John's University. He worked on the Youth Conservation Commission, which is a statewide parole board for juveniles. He was president of the Stearns, Benton, and Mille Lacs Lake Bar Association. And again, as Representative O'Driscoll liked to remind me, he founded the Republican Party caucus in Sartell and was chair and precinct caucus for 12 or more years. He was on the St. Cloud Human Rights Commission for 6 years. He taught CCD religion classes at St. Francis Xavier Catholic Church. He was a Boy Scout leader. He volunteered at the St. Cloud Area Legal Services and Legal Aid. And he did so much pro bono work for our Native American communities. He was the board of directors for Catholic Charities. According to the Minnesota Department of Public Safety, last year 7,357 drivers were cited for texting and driving. Nearly 23% increase since 2016. Distracted driving is a contributing factor in 1 in 5 crashes. It results in an average of 53 deaths and 260 serious injuries every year. Distracted driving is now the 4th leading cause of crashes, causing serious injuries and death. Death is forever, and it's preventable. Members, in our Minnesota Constitution, it states that the government is instituted for the security, benefit, and protection of the people. It is inherent to us whom all our political power is given to us through our constituents. And together we have the right to alter, to modify, or reform government whenever required by the public good. We have an opportunity right here, right now, to make that difference for the public good. There should not be another death. There should not be any more injuries. And if we have an opportunity to make that difference, how can we say no? How can we take another mother or father from their children? How can we deprive people who have a whole lot of life to live from that opportunity? So today is a perfect day to exercise our responsibility for that public good. And members, I would ask you to push that green button and vote for House File 50.